Hello, here we are, Joe the Quilter's building. It's the start of the Remaking Beamish. This will be the first building that should be completed. What we've done is, since October, we've had Les in. He's dug the foundations, laid the concrete. We put the footings in, then Les came back and all the drainage is around the building. We've got a big field drain which is connected to a manhole which takes all the water away. Obviously we've got a lot of water coming down off the hillside, and we'll have a lot of water coming down off the heather roof. So it all lands on here, dissipates into the drain and away. You'll see the rotten eyes that are on each corner. Kind of newish, but that's the way we're going to keep it dry. This is a very boggy site, so we had to do that, otherwise we were going to be constantly in water. Since then, since Les has finished, we've started the stonework. As you can see, at the moment we're building it random rubble stone. It's come in from Rothbury, same place as the thatch. The original stones from Joe the Quilter's, which are the foundation stones, are numbered, and you'll see them on the rest of the wall. We've had people up from the community laying the first original stones, and a couple of people from Beamish, obviously they're getting their hand in as well because they've enjoyed it. So once the original stones go in the same place, we continue with this random rubble. If you look at the dry stone wall at Joe the Quilter's, where it was situated, it was built with the stone from Joe the Quilter's, which is this similar stuff. It's took a while to find this kind of field stone, but fortunately when we were getting the heather sourced, we got in touch with the people and they've supplied this to site. It's big and heavy stuff, as you can see. At the moment what we do is we build it, I then point it the night before. The next morning I push it back like that, so it pushes it, because lime has a slump on it, so it'll push itself out again. So it gets pushed back like that. Then I'll rake it back again, because what we're going to do is we're going to repoint it. As you can see, it raked back there and brushed off. We're going to repoint it with a similar finish to what Joe the Quilter's would have been. So when this is repointed, you'll see the gap there will be full and it'll be flushed on with the stone, and a kind of finish with the aggregate from the hexam area will be in that finish. So that will represent as it was. Internally, as you can see, well, we've got the wall which is cored as we go it cores, and then we have through stones that tie through, and that combines the two sleeves of wall. Yet again on Joe the Quilter's there was a crack down the wall, so we're rebuilding the crack in the wall. So we're trying to keep it as authentic as was. That crack is internal and external, but it is tied through in the middle because we don't obviously want a fault in the building. So here we are, we get the stone, we lay it all out. You'll see the numbered ones, they're the original stones. They'll be going back where they sit now. You'll see ones over there that have been laid. There's been 10 stones laid by the lad who owned the farm and other people from the community. Yet again inside we've got the same kind of finish. We will be pointing this and testing a few panels of different point mixtures to see which one suits. Then this will just be pointed up, brushed off and whitewashed. The reason you can whitewash the inside of this building, of course, is because it's a big thick wall. It's built with lime. Lime, obviously, the idea of lime is so it breathes and it's very flexible. When it gets wet, it'll breathe out, it'll evaporate out, so all the water will not come inside the house, it'll evaporate back out, so it'll keep all the walls inside dry. So you can lime wash it, which lime reacts well with. Obviously if it's got a lime wash, it reacts with lime. If you put normal paint on, it would then put a barrier up and you would get damp again. So all these things you've got to, if you start with lime, you've got to finish with lime. That's the best way to go. So it's a question of just keeping on top of it. We're now a couple of weeks into the project. As you can see, it doesn't go very fast. The weather at the minute's quite good, it's nice and warm today. When it gets too cold, or when it gets, I think it's 4 degrees and below, it has to be wrapped up and left, basically, because this stuff, as you can imagine, if that there, which remains damp for a good long time, if that gets frost in it, it bursts, you know. So that we don't want that. So when it gets too cold, all the big sheets that you see lying over here, they'll be draped over, and it'll come back off at spring or when the weather gets better, which is why we're leaving the pointing till spring. As far as stone goes, we've had 20 tons in already. This wall here represents 20 tonnes of stone, just to be kind of gives you an idea of how much we're going to use. We're looking towards, I think it's 70 tonne to come on site to get it finished. This is now a third of the way up, no, sorry, a quarter of the way up on the gable end. The front of the house only goes to, let's see now, if you just give us 2 seconds. The front of the house is only this high, so it's just above my head. So that's pretty much the height. Then we've got the big pitched roof. It has to be 60 degrees to 65, so the water runs off the heather. It has a crook roof inside, with big oak thing that Tony and his team are going to make. Sean and his lads there making us the doors and the windows. So it's a building team, proper Beamish building team project. The great thing about it is, while we're building it, people are coming in for work experience. You've probably just seen the lad on the mixer. He's from college for a week's work experience, and the community want to come along and they would like to get involved in. They're going to come in for maybe a day and give us a hand laying the stone, filling the stone, just kind of getting an idea of what a lime building's about. So the more we can get on site, even though it makes the project last a bit longer, it kind of gets everybody involved, which is at the end of the day why we're here. So I'll catch you next month, I guess, and hopefully a bit more stonework will be up.